Welcome back to The Real Contrast.
I'm Kyle A.
I'm Brian K. Sitting up real tall.
Well, you got to. It's good for the back.
From homes to hearths, we bring the keys to success.
Every single time.
Bringing it. All right. Got anything you want to talk about?
I want to talk about the birds and the bees.
That
threw you off.
Get like a birdhouse?
I want to talk about this dye in your eye is what I want to talk about.
Dude, do not lip up to your wife. She will serious roundhouse. I'm glad that she didn't hit me with the large ninja sword that she had. What are they? Kamojos. It was serious, man. Samurai sword. It was wicked. She's got a different side to her.
Yeah.
It's a sty. It's not anything that my wife did to me.
Actually, okay, so we're in the Coeur d'Alene area, Kootenai County area, Bonners. Me and you were all over the place, right?
Yep.
All over the place. I mean, from the Canadian border down to Kuski.
Yep.
What's your take on the market right now? Give me the real deal.
North Idaho or nationwide?
Let's just stick to here.
North Idaho. Okay. So are you coming at it from a buyer's perspective, a seller's perspective, renting or investing?
No, I want to know, how many days, what's the average days on the market?
Okay.
What's the absorption rate? I don't care about average price or I don't care about percent to list ratio.
So
because we know they're really difficult, especially if you're doing micro markets, right?
Sure. I think our absorption rate right now, according to MLS, is like 5.3.
Yeah, and I thought it was 5.8.
Okay, it could be. And where I was going to go with that is, some of what you were asking. Also, vacant land sells differently than residential.
Yeah, so
commercial sells different than waterfront. So, and that's what those numbers are that we see on the MLS. Based off of our total market overview for residentials, I was looking at condos. We just listed one in Coeur d'Alene this week. Last week, I took the total market overview to him. And in his price range, $500,000 to $600,000, we were on the market for 116 days before an accepted offer.
Yeah, that's about where we're at. 115 days.
Residential, pretty close to that. What you're seeing, I mean, below $1 million, above $1 million, it's a little bit longer than that. I've had some really good listings that are sitting a lot longer.
Yeah,
mortgage rates are not coming down like they predicted.
Nope.
Affordability is at an all-time high, and yet we still don't have enough inventory here.
Well, I think we're having more inventory. Obviously, we're getting to that.
Why are we having more inventory?
We're getting more to that threshold for absorption rate of 6%.
Let's talk about why we have more inventory right now. What's happening around here that's building our inventory more?
What?
New home.
Well, because I was looking, we had 1,900 active listings on the market.
Yeah.
So, and how many of those do you think is actually new construction?
I don't know, and it's a skewed number because not everybody puts those homes on the market until they hit the market.
Right.
And so a more accurate number would be to go back and look at the closed sales.
Yeah.
And I see it every day. I don't have an exact number for you. I think we just jumped on this kind of.
Yeah.
But this is what we're in every day. And I will tell you, I have seen a much, much higher ratio of new sales closing than I have in the last 2-3 years.
Really?
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely, much higher. And the existing home sales, a home that's built in 2014, which is an existing home, not a new home construction. We're starting to see more of those come on the market because of the seasonality and everything. But they're getting, you can almost buy a new home.
Oh, you can.
I saw one today. I showed it to my clients, and we had been talking in this price range for probably like 10 minutes. And I parked on this one. I go, or we can get a new home. Here it is, 4 bedrooms, 2,200 square feet. And they're like, oh, that's a good price, And I go, oh, and it's got a 30 by 50 shop. And they're like, what?
Yeah.
That's what's, and new, you got to understand.
Was that Architera?
That was up in Rathdrum over there, not Disc, but Thayer Farms,
okay.
the newer homes that Brett is listing. Anyways, so one of the things, that I've talked to people about, and why new homes are priced so affordably. One, they've got a much different P&L than a person that has one home.
Right.
Their motivations are much different. They started planning this 5-10 years ago, sometimes when they bought large chunks of property, started going through the planning and zoning to split this, to do this, the land's still being farmed on, you know what I'm saying? And they've got incentives to hit a certain amount of, they've got to roll over this inventory, because guess what? They just closed on another deal for 3 years out. They've got to move all this in that amount of time and keep moving. So they're offering incentives. You know, they're changing up their build styles a little bit, but there's a lot of new sales out there, which makes it hard on the existing sales.
Well, and I'll tell you, even last year when we were out shopping with clients, is comparing the new home prices to existing homes. Man, it looks like you can get one hell of a deal, you know, with a new home. Now, I've heard both good and bad from my clients who have purchased new homes. They're a whole different beast anyway, going through a transaction. But I think one of the things is the materials they use. Like, you really got to be able to compare stuff, like apples to apples, and it's really hard to do that with new home. It's like, what's in here? Oh, this is all linoleum, or this is really cheap LVP, right? And if you're going into an existing home that's been updated, most of the time people are putting a little more than that, because it's not just trying to. They were doing it for themselves because they liked it, right? And they wanted quality in their home. And I'm not saying that there's a lot of these newer homes that are their quality. There's a lot of them that aren't, and I won't mention any builders or anything. However, it does wreak havoc on the market, for sure.
You can see the quality in just the price.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
They're not going to keep selling those homes, the cheap ones with the, you know, hollow core doors and the Home Depot special countertops
and cabinets.
They're not going to keep selling those at extravagant prices because people won't keep buying them.
Right.
But they can sell them at cheaper prices.
Absolutely.
And make it tougher on the guy next door or down the street who's got a nice Naughty Alder doors and high-end wood flooring, and you know,
for sure.
So it makes it tough, but yeah, that's a good one. Our market is strong here, and without getting on a political soapbox,
let's not do that.
We have the elections coming up here, and I do believe that the closer that we get to the elections, the more buyers we are going to have coming from out of state.
Yeah. You think there's a chance to relive 2020, 2021?
No. Nope. No.
Me neither.
And there's so many different reasons for that.
No, I agree.
But when people talk about, I was talking with a young couple this weekend on Saturday about the market as general. Is it going to crash? And that's a big question. Oh, God, is the market going to? Well, that's a question that the media has posed on you.
Right.
And, we could spend a whole podcast on why the market is not going to crash.
Yeah.
There's many things that have been put into place to keep this from financial institutions.
Yeah.
All the way down to people just being smarter with their money. They're not getting refis to go buy a $100,000 motorhome.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Well, I've been running across it a lot, and I've been talking to some of my lenders too, and they've been seeing it a lot too. Is, clients wanting to sit on the sidelines, and for me, I'm pretty laid back. I'm just like, hey, what's your reasoning? This, and this, and I. If it's arguable, it's something I'll talk about. Like, hey, wait a second, you plan on doing this anyway, so really, what's the deal? But so I've literally got eight buyers right now just sitting. I got a guy. He's ready to do an $8 million deal, but he knows the price. He's like, I'm seeing the prices come down monthly, Kyle. I'm gonna sit it out for a little bit so I can stash some more money, and I'm cool with that. Like, at least we're having that communication. Right? My job isn't to push people into buying. It's to give them the right information. And ultimately, if somebody feels in their heart that this is where they want to be, do it. I just want to be the guy that's built a strong enough relationship for when you're ready, I'll be here,
Yeah, and that's tough. I mean, depending on what you're looking at buying and things like that, is the market, do we see prices coming down? Sure, we see prices coming down.
Yep.
Do we see values coming down? Not nearly as much as the prices are coming down. Values are tinkering down a little bit, but it depends on where your money's at.
Yeah.
You know, is this a good investment?
There's good deals to be had.
Yeah,
Hey,
I mean,
Dave,
you take $8 million and you go buy a storage unit right now. Maybe it goes down 5%, let's say, before next year, this time next year. But how much money have you made on that in the meantime versus where your money's sitting right now and things like that? So
if you're looking at that, like the guy, this specific person I'm talking about, he's looking for a residential.
Okay.
And so I totally get that. Like, there's always value to be had.
Yeah.
Right? And especially if you're looking to make some money and you're looking for an investment property. Well, they're all investments. Plain and simple. Like, we just locked down one for a client. He got a killer deal on it. So that's good news. I mean, if you're in here, if you're a buyer and you're a buyer's agent, like, you shouldn't sweat it. There's always opportunity for people.
Okay, so how about this one? I'm a buyer at $500,000. I need a 3-bed, 2-bath. Can I get that in Kootenai County?
At $500,000?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want $500,000, 3-bed, 2-bath, and I'm renting, but I'm going to wait until the prices drop down a little bit more.
Yeah. And they might.
Okay, is that a good thing for me to wait?
I don't know.
Okay, so let's run some numbers here.
I don't know. At 7% interest, well, what's your down payment? Kind of got to look at that.
What's 7%? Oh, your mortgage rate.
Right.
Okay. All right.
You know, and there's a lot of people waiting. Oh, you know.
Well, let's do some math here. Okay, so let's say I'm just putting 5% down. Okay.
Conventional.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. So is it a good thought?
25,000.
But by next year, my home would have decreased at 5%. So I could have bought it cheaper in December. Should I buy?
You're going to tell me.
Nope. I'm not going to tell you. Okay, yeah, I'll tell you. Yes. Okay, let's crunch some numbers.
Right.
And let's look at big picture. In 5 years, that same $500,000 home, based off numbers, appreciation, more than likely, based off what we're expecting moving forward, will gain $80,000 in equity.
In the next 5 years.
In the next 5 years.
Okay.
Okay. In that same period, how much are you paying for rent? So let's say it goes down by 5%, which is $25,000.
Right.
Okay, so $500 now it's worth $475. I can buy it for $475 in December. Mm-hmm. Okay. What have you been doing the whole time? You've been renting.
For sure.
And your rent is probably for that same size house about $2,500 a month.
Well, no, I've been renting a studio apartment with my 16 kids.
Okay.
So I'm saving a lot of money.
So $2,500 a month times 12 is now $30,000.
Yeah.
So you spent $30,000 in rent.
For sure.
To save $25,000 in buying the house. Here's something else to consider.
That's pretty smart. That's pretty smart, Brian.
Here's something else to consider. What are the mortgage rates going to do?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Me neither.
Could they go down?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Could they go up?
Yep.
Okay.
They could. They can go either way.
So, yeah. So, you're hoping that the price goes down, which, honestly, we've got a steady market here. We've got a strong market here.
Yes, I agree.
And I do believe that we're going to have some more interest coming into the election cycle. So, you have a choice to make. Do you like paying your landlord's equity?
No.
Would you like to pay your own? Would you like to build your own equity?
Can I just get a free house?
Because in that same time, now my value went down $25,000, right?
Right.
But, and 7% interest. Ugh, but how much of that has gone to principal of my $2,500 or let's say $3,000 a month? Maybe $500. It's not much. You're paying a lot to interest, right? But of that, $500 each month. So now $6,000 has also gone to my equity.
Yeah.
So that's another swing.
That's a good point.
So now we're up to $11,000 swing, and that's if the market goes down by 5%,
right,
and nothing else changes.
Yeah. Just got schooled by the master.
Okay, so what happens? Let's play this out again. Mortgage rates go down in September, like the Feds actually said. Oh my gosh! Okay, they're going to go down to 5.99. I totally believe the Feds on everything they said. No, but
I believe them all.
But this year, they went down. But hypothetically, let's say in September they go down. Mm-hmm. You've been thinking about waiting. Mm-hmm. If the mortgage rates go down, what happens to buyer competition?
Goes up.
What happens when buyer competition goes up?
House prices go up.
Okay, so you might be paying less in mortgage rate, but now you're paying more for the house.
Right. So either way, you need to buy.
No, I'm not saying you need to buy, because that's the problem, and that's where the media gets us a lot. Oh, these pesky realtors, they're going to tell you, you always need to buy, you need to buy, you need to buy. What I'd say is, if you have not sat down with a real estate advisor, such as Kyle or myself, you're living off of hopes and dreams.
Yeah.
Sit down and think about it.
Yeah.
Sit down with an agent and go, okay, you know what? I'm thinking, what happens if I wait? What happens if I buy? What's it look like to buy? What do I need to buy? Okay, well, let's talk to a loan officer. It doesn't hurt anything. Most of the loan officers I know don't bite.
Right.
You know? And explore it, especially if you're renting and you intend to stay in that same area for more than 3 years.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. Yeah, I guess I'm just a little lackadaisical with the people that I deal with, right?
No, not at all. You because I know you this well, I'd say you are talking to more people that you have built a very strong relationship with than you're talking to for the first time.
Yeah, no, these aren't first time.
And most of the people that conversation comes up with is someone you've ran into for the first time. Because like I said, they don't have a real estate advisor come into them. What did you say the other day? Where's the best place to park money in investment right now? That's from talking to your real estate advisor.
Right.
Right? And that's what people ought to be doing. It doesn't hurt. I ran into a client yesterday in the grocery store. She's getting some stuff for, snacks for the work party. And we chatted about the market. And she's like, well, this is my concern with buying something like this. It's a property over in, the other side of Ponderay. And then maybe we'll rent it out to snowmobilers. And I'm like,
that's a good idea.
That's a great idea till the pipe bursts in the shower in the wintertime where it's snowmobile access only, and then you have to fix the pipe.
Right.
Because it's going to flood your house.
Yeah.
So is that a good... I mean, I'm not... And maybe you have the time and desire to run out there and fix the frozen pipe in the middle of the winter, but maybe not. And thinking about that, I mean, we're in this business every day.
For sure.
Almost every week we have some kind of a story that's the WTF moment. Yeah. You're just like,
are you kidding me?
Did that come out of your mouth? Is that even a real thing?
Gosh, dude. There's this one realtor, you and this other realtor, like my kind of my shining lights, dude. I was telling you about Sherry Tilton, and she's a realtor over in Washington, dude. She's 70 years old. She is a rock star. Actually, I had to go open a door for her in Idaho yesterday.
Nice.
And I'll tell you what. She's telling me this story, and I don't want to get too far out of track, but she's telling me this story.
I think we're good.
Oh, okay. You got better eyes than me. They had this buyer come in during a rainstorm, right? They just got it property listed. They had a buyer come in, and the house is just just dripping. So they had to obviously inside, dude. So they had to get everything in there, walls cut open, everything, and the buyers. So they actually put an offer down on it. They brought their dad over to look at it, right? And they opened the doors, and it's just dripping inside. So they actually terminated, which is crazy. So the owners had to cut holes in the wall, dry all the inside walls out, right? They lowered the price $50K, and it was $50K. They had two lowers, so it was $50K under what they lowered it. So they're like $85,000 under their list price. They get it. They get some more people come through. Nobody looks on it. The buyers, the original buyers, come back, offer $50,000 less than what they offered, and and they took it.
You never know.
Dude. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't be seeing that in 2021 over here. 2020. Well, you know what? You can't say that. There's an infinite possibilities out there, dude. Even in real estate.
In 2021, I put a deal together. We wrote 3 different offers. The same buyer.
Yeah.
The first time we really lowballed them on the price. The second time we didn't move off of it. They had come down some and re-sided the house.
Dang.
And the third time we didn't move off of our price.
Yeah.
And they took our offer. I think we bumped up by $10,000 on $1 million house, but
still,
you never know.
No, you don't.
All right.
All
It's been a great show. This is a good. Hope you guys have. Hey, if you guys have some questions that you want answered, hit us up down below. Appreciate it if you subscribe to our channel. For everybody that's out there smashing the like button, we love you so much. Thank you very much. Peace.